Hello, all, and welcome back to News with Block. Today is the 9th of December 2021, and yes, we have got some quivering in our boots from what Bitcoin is doing right now. News with Block is all about the latest news, checking out trade analysis, and also a sprinkle of speculation on there. Of course, we always love to announce who we're working with and who our partners are, and this video is sponsored by Mizar, which is a smart trade platform for everyone. And we mean everyone. It is going to be so simple to use, but it's got some of the most advanced features going. Everything from trailing take profits, to trailing stop losses, even trailing entry zones. It's got some of the most advanced DCA bots on the market with features like you've never seen before. So make sure that you head on over to Mizar.ai, sign up, and you can be one of the lucky few who may get access to their beta testing. If not, then at least you'll be first in line to try out the next generation in smart trade platforms. But let's have a look what's been going on in the market today. Well, Bitcoin is there at number one, and it has had a rough day. Trading at $48,208, it's seen a 5.26% drop today and 15% drop over the past 27 days. We are now trading at a $914 billion market cap, which is quite some way below that 1 trillion market cap, which is where we want to be. Ethereum is now trading at 4,160 with a whopping 6.19% drop today and an 8.9% drop on the week altogether. Trading at sub 500 billion, currently at $497 billion market cap. BNB coin is looking just as miserable as the other two, actually, trading at $575.77 with a 3% drop on the day and 7.9% on the week, with a market cap of 96 billion. Followed by Tether, Solana, Cardano, XRP, USDC, Polkadot, and the new guy in the pack, Luna, is still at number 10. So let's have a look at some of the more macro news today. And of course, we cannot talk about the day without talking about what we learned at Congress, the much anticipated summit of crypto execs. Brought to you by The Block. This article is going to shed some light on what has happened recently with the meeting at Congress. So today's hearing before the House Financial Services Committee confirmed Congress is warming up to crypto. Fiat-backed stablecoins are likely to face new oversight regimes for their reserves, but other issues are still very much up for discussion if the Wednesday event is any indication. So, some key takeaways. Interest in the hearing was large enough that the House Financial Services Committee's stream was initially in the 5 digits for viewership. As the hearing extended to nearly 5 hours, viewership declined. Nonetheless, it was a significant public moment for the crypto industry. This is the first cryptocurrency hearing this committee has had in 13 years since the Bitcoin white paper. The committee's leading Republican, Patrick McHenry, told The Block the most comparable event was the 2019 hearings for Libra, which at the time signified more of a condemnation of Facebook's plans. As representatives of the industry, the witnesses were on some level running defense against more aggressive regulation. But as has been the case throughout Congress lately, the reception has warmed. As several committee members observed in questions, the fact that holding such a full committee educational hearing was indicative of a major shift in congressional interest in crypto. The firms represented by Bitfury, Circle, Coinbase, FTX, Paxos, and the Stellar Development Foundation was not necessarily the largest by valuation, but were among the most engaged in US politics. Let's just jump ahead to the stablecoin piece, because the stablecoin piece was especially pressing. Congressman Warren Davidson called it the lowest hanging fruit, as it seems the most similar to existing rules for banks, and indeed frequent crypto critic, Republican Brad Sherman, lamented that Tether, the largest stablecoin issuer, didn't even show up. Not a very good look for USDT, but at the end of the day, we are looking to have people who are a little bit more engaged within the whole political scene. Although I do think it was a bit of a fail from USDT to not have some form of representation there, considering that it's been coming under probably the most heat of them all. Anyway, guys, this is 5 hours long, so make sure that you at least find some kind of way to catch up on it. Maybe if you have a spare 5 hours, watch the entire stream. I'll include a link down below so you can check it out. What's the other big news today? Well, we see a huge one. WhatsApp implements crypto transactions. Of course, WhatsApp being owned by Meta, this is a huge advancement. Let's have a look at some of the article in brief. According to the screenshots posted by the Novi CEO, Stefan Kasriel, the application now supports transactions inside of the app via a new money sending interface. Users will be able to choose the number of funds as they send and confirm the transactions directly in the dialogue with the recipient. The program is already available for some users in the United States and is currently being tested. According to the CEO of the wallet, Novi did not change any current privacy policy of WhatsApp. Meta, previously known as Facebook, has been working on the implementation of cryptocurrency payments inside of its apps for a long time, after dropping its plans for the creation of its own digital currency due to regulatory concerns. This is huge, of course, guys. Any kind of bridge for the mainstream within cryptocurrency adoption is huge, and I think this will play out very similar to how the PayPal integration played out, because so many people had exposure and access to it that just through curiosity alone, it started to have an instant impact on the market. But let's see how some of this macro news has been affecting the Bitcoin price today. Well, we could argue that maybe this WhatsApp integration news could have been a sell the rumor kind of thing, or maybe this whole hearing on Congress actually had a bit of a FUD effect on the market. But either way, from a purely technical analysis standpoint, we are seeing that we are breaking out of this consolidating descending triangle, as we can see here. We have had some relative support sat at around about 49k, which does extend all the way down to about 47,000. So whilst we are still trading within inside that, everything is looking a little bit shaky. Had we have broken out a little bit more positive on this descending triangle, then we would be tracking our way up to 53k right now. But as it looks right now, we are currently treading water at 48,200. Well, what do I have to expect? Unfortunately, guys, it is a bit of a bearish outlook. I think if we should head on down to 47,200, then that is going to be where the penny drops, and I think it is going to crash through the floor. And I think we might see 42,000 over this weekend. I am not a bearish person by any nature or a fudster. However, I base a lot of my analysis on fundamentals, on-chain data, and of course technical analysis. And a lot of what is saying to me right now, it is looking like we might have a bearish scenario on our hands. But I do believe it will be for relatively short term. So make sure you're not taking out too many longs. And of course, with the caveat to all of this, this is not financial advice and it is for entertainment purposes. In lighter news, takes us to the Fala network, a trustless and private computation cloud with blockchain technologies. So Fala announced on the 29th of October, Metaverse and Fala, a broader world with fat contract that secures your privacy with high performance computing. A nice tweet that was pinned at the very top there, and we had an announcement only 2 hours 2 hours ago. We are thrilled to introduce Fala's killer product, Fat Contract. As a low latency, high performance, and easy operation next generation smart contract, it is expected to be the launchpad at the end of December and be the infrastructure to support Web3 world. So anything with the whole metaverse connotations, Web3 connotations is always very positive. Fala has seen a tremendous pump today, going all the way up from where it was a whopping 15%. And as you can see, this whole weekly pivot, which is designated by this yellow box just here, has been partially filled. We generally know within trading that weekly pivots are a very good and reliable target for where the price is likely to head. And as we can see here, the price has certainly hit that. However, taking the weekly pivot out of it and looking at more of a short to mid-term fundamental analysis, then I would say Fala is a great project to start accumulating. We have until the end of December to start to see sparks fly. If we see any kind of support from Bitcoin, I fully think that Fala is going to absolutely take off. We have an accumulation zone of around about 16% below its current trading price at 46 cents, all the way down to just sub 40 at 39 cents, maybe 38 if you want to push it down there. But anything below that, then I think it is worthwhile waiting until there is a confirmed bounce, either from Bitcoin or you start to see Fala regain support. As for targets, we can head up to 60 cents as the first target, then on to 81 cents, then on to 99 cents, and then finally onto the Binance all-time high of $1.23. I think Fala does have some great legs ahead of it. We're currently sitting on a pretty strong divergence, and it has been relatively oversold like much of the market has recently. Next on the docket, we've got XRP. And XRP was a highlighted point in the that whole Congress meeting, which I just highlighted a short while ago. The former CLO of Coinbase, Brian Brooks, suggested that Congress lists XRP on any legal US exchange if regulators like the SEC are willing to treat it like a security without limiting its functionality and work. Brooks has used XRP as an example to point out the existing issues with putting digital and cryptocurrency assets under the traditional finance regulatory framework. In order to treat cryptocurrencies like securities, a regulator would have to gain full control over the digital asset to protect US investors, which is impossible due to the decentralized nature of some assets. And I think ultimately what Brian Brooks is doing here is he's shining a light on this catch-22 situation where regulators can't treat cryptocurrencies, as he's stated, like any other current financial framework, because of its nature. And what that means is it's a bit of a win-win scenario in some respects for XRP here. If it doesn't win the hearing or lawsuit that it has against it from the SEC, then it has full rights to be listed on the US exchanges. However, if it does win, then that's a great win for cryptocurrencies, and new regulatory frameworks will come out that are more designated around this, which means generally wider availability for all. Because that's I know regulations sound bad to a lot of people, but regulations are pretty good. This is where any large commodities will end up being regulated because sadly, the government will always take their pound of flesh. However, let's have a look at what may have happened to the price of XRP today. As we can see, it has actually had an effect throughout the entirety of the Congress meeting. There hasn't been a terrible, huge amount of effect. It wasn't really until a lot of these stories started appearing afterwards and appearing on Cointelegraph, the Block, Decrypt, and certainly the comments that Brian Brooks made has had a significant impact. XRP was one of the biggest gainers today in the top 100, climbing up 11%, and that's signified by this candle right here, which has gone straight up and tackled a trend line, which is going down. And what is quite cool about this big, strong candle right here is that it has been trading in this ascending triangle formation after quite a heavy dump, but we've broken out and we're now regaining support. So by all accounts, I think this is a great asset to start accumulating. XRP could see the climb back up to above $1 as we speak. However, what we do have to take in serious consideration is the Bitcoin movement. We can have the best fundamentals, the best charts, and almost a sure shot guarantee for a coin climbing to certain targets. However, should Bitcoin dump and it take out the entire market, then that is just simply nothing we can do about that. So I would definitely set your accumulation zones. We are currently trading at 88 cents, and I'd set your accumulation zone all the way down to 59 cents. Anything below that, then I think we are on a complete market reversal, and it is all about kind of biding your time a little bit longer. However, we are currently trading 117%, its all-time high. By no means is that my kind of immediate short-term target. I would be targeting $1 closer to that, and then my next target would be sitting at around about $1.30. After that, I would kind of take a bit of time and see where we're at, see where the market is, see what kind of cycle we're in at the time, and whether to take more profit or look for kind of lower entries. Or if we get there quite quickly, then we can start to aim for a little bit higher on. But anyway, guys, that pretty much summarizes today's news with Block. Of course, as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It really, really helps us out, guys. Please don't forget Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we do our Twitch live streams with pro trader Reggie George. And on Saturdays, he actually does a scalping giveaway. All proceeds that we make and all profit that we make from scalping, we will give it to one of the lucky followers and viewers that are commenting and providing charts for him. Check out Block Party Trading at the moment. We're currently running a half price on all of our 1 month subscriptions. So this is to give you a bit of breathing space after this horrific dump. We want to make sure that you guys are still getting access to fantastic advice, indicators, and support, even through the more testing times. But as I always say, guys, good things come to those who wait, great things come to those who hodl.